Hello, everyone. All right, happy Festivus. I hope you're all out there celebrating with your aluminum poles and lack of tinsel. This is going to be night one of my Christmas 2023 long-term streaming event. Today we are going to Thanksgiving, focused on some 27 trips to Chicago. I'm going to be covering some 2007 trips to Dallas, or not trips, one trip, but a bunch of rail related photos from a 2007 Dallas trip. The photos come neatly in three packages. One, some DART stuff, some McKinney Ave Streetcar stuff, and then some general stuff. The DART stuff's actually going to be a single day. I'm going to save that for sometime in the new year. The first two ones, I'm going to be working with McKinney Ave Trolley, and then we're going to be doing the other three, which are going to be a little more wide-ranging. If you like that kind of thing in a stream. So we're going to begin here. I don't usually like to go. I like to sort of narrate while I do, but I'm going to where is this? I had it pinned up somewhere. I just want to give this what did I do with this? There it is. So most people aren't necessarily aware of the McKinney Ave Trolley. I don't usually do a ton of trolley content on this. I'm not opposed to them. I think they're great. But the McKinney Ave Trolley, or streetcar, I might use interchangeably, which started in 1989. Is sort of what I consider sort of the gold standard in historic heritage streetcar operations, because not only does it run a wide variety of cars on a pretty expansive service, it really is. I mean, it's people call it the McKinney Ave Trolley, or the but it goes by McKinney Ave Transit Authority, and they operate a fairly useful heritage. The line is pretty useful as a transportation component. Fortunately, it's one of those things where I'm saying it's so successful. I think that to avoid a lot of things like ADA and other regulations, that maybe they should try running more heritage lines that are useful to people. I mean, they've been able to put together over the last 35-ish years a continually expanding line that served more and more. It started as something small, that then it got extended and extended, and I was able to ride it in the first time since 2007, just last year. And it is really interesting. It gets you, instead of sort of just kind of downtown, it goes all the way downtown. No more single track operations, or not many. It's really neat. So I'm going to hopefully describe it a little bit better as we do the photos, but that's your general gist. It's a heritage trolley operation that has a lot of things as that would seem right at home, as good as SEPTA's Route 15 in terms of its usefulness to the community. The only thing is, a lot of people don't tend to notice it because the location is where is this? It's if you know your Dallas, which Dallas is always a little weird because the downtown is cockamamie compared to the normal grid. So here's your normal Dallas, ringed by freeways, of course. Your Union Tower is going to be down there next to the ginormous I-35 megaplex. This is where you see your viaducts, your Houston streetcar, which serves the area down in the Zane Triangle. This Houston streetcar, by the way, came many years after the McKinney Ave Trolley. Here's your downtown. Here's your Deep Ellum. That's your other arts. That's your main primary arts and food district. A lot of good barbecue there. McKinney Ave Trolley functions. It used to be starting at the Downtown Museum of Art, and then it runs up McKinney Avenue, which is in this zone right here in the sort of the northern part of the city. If you align the grid, depending on how you want, if you align the grid a bunch, it's sort of the eastern part of the city, western, I mean, or northwestern. If you flip it so the river's on the bottom. One other thing I want to note is, when I wrote it back in 2007, it wasn't nowhere. It went through places. But when I wrote it again, a lot of those places that it went through, which were you had empty lots, you had not empty lots, but just fields or whatever out there. Everything's just been completely developed in a good way. A lot of retail, like that typical 4-over thing you see in most places. Anything that could be built up on the old McKinney Avenue line has been. So I think it's been a real asset to its area. And it's really the yardstick that you can show what a historic streetcar system can do. I'm sure that there's better history about why it's there and where it goes and what it represents, but I really don't know any of that. I just have the vehicles, and I'm just going to be showing you what I did back in 2007. So here it's going to start with the first. I was in town for a pretty bland conference. It was ones they don't even. It's one of those things that could probably have been an email. And I had a lot of, not say free time, but I had ample time to ride it, and I had nothing much to do, didn't know anybody in the area, so for most of the days that I had any free time, I would use this to, sort of fill things in. So, here we have, where is it? I just want to get which cars this is. This is number 122. And by the way, they name all of their, they all have numbers, but they also have names. So, for example, car number 122, which is the one we're in right now, the one I'm going to be starting off in, is known as Rosie. And it's this little guy right here. It's a single truck, single pole, streetcar. There's all the history here. This was going to be J.G. Brill, 1909. Got restored this last year. So I'll go into a little bit of that, but it is what it is. So the good news is I'm also getting more reliable file names, so hopefully there won't be a lot of hemming and hawing on trying to find good names for stuff. And all of the, at least as far as I'm aware, almost the entire operation is volunteer. So it's always like, I get to go down to the streetcar museum and operate a car, a couple, on Members Day or something like that. McKinney Ave, if you're a competent, trained, if you got to be, you got to know how to operate a streetcar in traffic. But you can go and do this as a retirement job, which is really cool. Here we have, so jump into things here. The McKinney Ave line's official connection with the DART network, although it does have. Today it has an additional connection downtown by the Park Street station, but it's a little. You got to walk maybe a block to get to the streetcar. The official connection is at the Cityplace station. Today it's been given a turntable that they spin any of the cars there, including PCCs if they wanted to. But at this point, they would run it with double enders on a stub end track that would end right there at that little station. I say by connection with the Cityplace station. The Cityplace station is an underground. How's this? Yeah, I don't know. It's the underground. It's the one station on the underground portion of DART. It's their one subway, if you don't count Mockingbird. And I'm not sure exactly when they did the Cityplace extension, but it was pretty close to 2002. So this was actually pretty new. Building the Cityplace connector. I'm sort of starting at the farthest point. But here we have number 122 just arriving at the Cityplace station, and absolutely awful weather. But of course it's the South, so even in April, I think it wasn't too cold like it would be in the Northeast. And just another angle of the same one there. Got to sort of figure out where all my stuff is. So as you can see here, there's like a ball field behind where the train is, that giant net. That all got turned into development, for good or for ill. It was probably just a placeholder for what turned into, a pretty reasonable downtown development. Not downtown, but urban development for with residences, Cold Stone creameries, that kind of stuff. So in some of these photos, it's hard to believe what was there, because I just remember going down this wide boulevard. It looked like you're going through a park, and then you're not. And then today, it's just a canyon of four-overs. In fact, where are we? Yeah, look like right here. Pretty, not even four-overs. These are downright buildings. And I had this prepped over there to do the same sort of thing. So hold on. Let me see if we can go back in time here. A thing I like to do. So today, we're talking like that's not a four-over. That's a downright office tower. But if we go in our street view back in time to 2012, it's a park. That's what you think it's going to be. It's like, oh, what a nice park. The streetcar that takes you to the park. But as you can sort of see, it's not quite a park. Honestly, it's starting to get developed. If I had a street view that went back in time a little bit more, this is just 2012. If I had something that went back in time a little bit more, you could see that there's like a baseball field there or some other stuff. And then 22, more stuff's going in. And everything across the street. At least it's still, pretty green. And it looked like a lot of this stuff started getting built in like 2017. So 2005, the office tower went in. 2014, it was getting built. In 2012, it was a field. So here we have the operator, or I should say motorman, doing the pole change. For this single pole car, you just got out, pulls the pole around to the other end, ready to go right again. This, I feel like I'm one of those streetcar museum people, because that's usually the spiel that they always give on how these operations go. And honestly, simple double-ended operations gives you, for people who are only aware of PCCs or today's light rail systems, they don't really realize how minimal infrastructure up to the 1920s streetcar systems had. You build a single line, very minimal switches, one line in and out of a town. A lot of Y moves. You could come into a town one way, Y up to one terminal, go the opposite, change ends, go to the opposite direction, change ends again, and then return to where where you started from. And here we have making sure the pole's up, rewiring it. Looks like McKinney Ave is using shoes instead of wheels. I'm not 100%. I'm going to have to look at these a little bit closely, but those are the two types of current, in addition to a trolley pole, the two types of current collection on those. One of them has a carbon shoe. That's what typically SEPTA and the other ones have. The other ones will have a wheel. You think the wheel has less friction? Apparently, they require different kinds of wire frogs, because the wheel has a different, the flanges on it have different clearance. So you typically have to go with all wheel or all frog. I don't know how many places use wheel, but I think some streetcar museums use wheel. Of course, shoes are a lot less maintenance intensive. We have the control stand of the streetcar. I always have to cut away to the thing. The difference today, well, I don't say today. Let's say the difference between this and, let's say, a PCC. The key difference is that the operator here has direct control over both. Is in charge of the smooth acceleration. So here the operator is really choosing a voltage, and it's up to the operator to ensure smooth voltage progression from the lowest up through full series, then more resistance up to full parallel, and then you're going at top speed. let's say 25 miles an hour. In something like a PCC or anything, that's from the 1930s and beyond, the way that works is you accept an acceleration. You request an acceleration rate, and then an accelerator will, usually a pilot motor or something else, that will then deliver the requested acceleration up to a specific speed. Usually, and that's why the PCC. This guy, you have the people there. They buck and jerk a little bit more. They require a lot more operator skill rather than a PCC. You just have an accelerator, you put it down, and you are requesting an acceleration rate. Of course, these are all air braked, and by air braked I mean there's a chugga type of compressor in all of these. No hand brake cars on this system at this point. Now here we are. Where is this? I thought I knew where this was. I identified it earlier because I didn't want to have a backup. I'm pretty sure that it was here at the McKinney Ave at this Y. That's what it looks like, but I don't see any bricks. It's a good question. Honestly, this could be anywhere. I should have looked harder for it. I don't think I did this before. Nah, I skipped this photo. I'd love to know where it was, though. So there is a short turn track, and I bet that's where it is. So when they expanded up to Cityplace, yeah, here we go. That's it. When they expanded up to Cityplace, there was a short turn track. The original loop went between the Museum of Art and this location. Oh, see, look, they've got some Eastern European trams, and this looks like where I was expecting it, either Cole Ave or the one over a bit. Let's see if we can determine this for sure. Don't think that's here, but it could be at the other one. I have to go back in time to check. Nope, even in 2000. Oh, yes, there it is. It looks like it's partly paved over, or is it not? Nope, it's been brick since 2008, so that's not it either. Anyway, yeah, no, it used to have the original run, used to be from the Museum of Art to Hall Street, where there's a loop. Then they extended it past the Cityplace Junction, which is there, all the way one additional block up to Blackburn Street. And then the next extension was towards downtown. So I'm not sure where that bit is. It does use a bit of split running too. I'd want to say it was there. Let me take a look at that one real quick on the street view. Yes, wait. Because there's clearly a break in the rail, like right there. And it's a concrete bed, 2 crosswalks. Yeah, that's got to be. Yep, yeah, that's it right there. There it is. There's broken rail. Yep. Okay, it's Cole Ave. I bet that they switched that. Like today, I bet that's not there anymore. Oh, there it is. Yep. All right, hold on. It's a Coal and Hall. So this is one of the ones I skipped a bunch of years ago, so I'm not going to skip it now. All right, here we have number 122 again. This is now at the Dallas Museum of Art. That's all the way down McKinney Ave. You can see all the little M-line stops right there. You know, if I click on Google, hold on. I wonder if I can pull it up on transit, if it'll show. Nah, it doesn't show it on as its own transit line, which is unfortunate. But I bet if I can just hit one of the stops. It has an official stop line as the route 425. No, it doesn't show the whole route. On the phone, it would give you the line on the phone app. Not on this. Anyway, today there's a downtown loop, but it started as a downtown single track. You go down McKinney Ave all the way to Olive Street. Today it's a double junction, but there was just two tracks would turn, they'd merge into one, then they would go down the western side of Olive Street around that little jog, and then they would it would terminate. Wait, hold on, where would it go? Gotta find that Dallas Museum of Art. I might have gotten the wrong street, but I don't think so. Yeah, so there's the new track on that side, I'm pretty sure. Or it could be wrong. Oh, it never... Wait, hold on. I just found this. There it is, Dallas Museum of Art. All right. All right, I guess that's the old track, so never mind. This is the new track, the first one right there. That's the new track. And then this is the old track down whatever street that is. St. Paul Street versus Olive Street. Yeah, because I remember that little jog. Yeah, sorry, I thought the Museum Art was on the other side. And it would run right up here, right around in here, like the. Let's see, I can pull in there. Yes, there it is. It would end right there where where the brick stops. So if I go back in time to 2017, goes through 2015, still goes through 11. Nope, there it goes. Yep, that's the stop. That was the original terminus of the McKinney Ave Streetcar, right here between the Dallas Museum of Art and like the Fashion Museum. Yep, right there, Bridge and End Street. And here we have the operator again doing the same thing of pulling the pole down to flip it. Now, no, this is a free service. They do have fare boxes, but they're for donations. One interesting thing that has happened since then is that they've had to use much more extensive traffic. Unfortunately, they've had to use more extensive traffic control. By traffic control, like even some stops, like the operator has to get off like a crossing guard. And this is just simply because, of more aggressive driving and whatnot. Don't know if anyone was ever hit, but they're very worried about it. Same thing of the process here. Now, for whatever reason, I cut this photo again, probably just for being stingy, but nothing wrong with it. And here you are changing the pole. By the way, when I was riding it, although the headways are a little erratic, they do run a scheduled service. Although the schedule is, I feel, optimistic. It was quite popular, so just be aware of that. Expect a decent amount of ridership, especially since Dallas has they put like an urban part, like they put a cover over the freeway there, and they put various amenities on top of those. For anyone interested, what I'm talking about is this 2-block stretch over the whatever route 366. They put a performing arts thing, and these are I was there during April last year. Or March even. They were full up with people. Both of those plots of land. I think they want to do this. Or they're contemplating the same thing in Philadelphia. And here he is getting ready to depart. They are definitely advertising the free rides at this point. You can see with a little light up sign. I mean, they still do. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that, but I'm definitely trying to coax people onto using transit. It's going to be a somewhat short one of these next 2 days due to Christmas Eve, but also just the number of photos. We only have 81 to get through, so that should be a pretty straightforward process. See if anybody has any questions or comments. All right, continuing on. Probably should have announced this in somewhere. So of course you have a streetcar named Desire. I mean, that was always very popular. Let's see if they've kept that. I feel like streetcar systems, except the ones in New Orleans, are getting away from that. It's kind of New Orleans appropriation. What car is this? 369. Oh, Matilda. Yeah, I don't know why it was named. Yeah, this is a Melbourne car. I thought it was always named Matilda, but not entirely sure why. It's got the Desire sign on it. That's kind of unnecessary. These are cute because they have little operating cabs in the front. Let me check the original cut on this. I got the whole thing. All right, cool. McKinney Ave does make a use of advertisements. You can see them. If they're not advertising their own service, they will have a variety of actual advertisements on their equipment. And again, this is a double ending. This is also a double end, but it has 2 poles, so the operator doesn't have to do the reversing procedure. They can just put down one pole, put up the other pole. Again, pretty common stuff for you'd see at any streetcar museum. All right, I can crop that a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, this is, you can clearly see it has quite a few ads on the side and the front. So it's not, they don't just do historic ads on this one. They do full on bus ad type things. When I was there most recently, there was definitely a preference to. I'm sure that some cars seem to get run more than others. In 2007, they were definitely running. So here we have the control stand again. This one of 366. I didn't save the picture back in 2007, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a great photo, but it's better than nothing. Pretty much all these control stands look the same, regardless of what country they come from. They all tended to have the same number of resistance points, parallel in series. Let's just see what we got here. Yep, so yeah, here we have this. I said the Cityplace extension. That's the end of it. That house, that entire block that today is full of buildings. It looked like it had a net for a driving range. Yeah, it looks like a driving range. So I bet that the city leased out the land to driving range, and then when they were ready to develop it, bye-bye driving range. You have the Cityplace Y. And again, this was all built. This part was built in 2002. Also note that the switch, nothing fancy about it. You've got default trailing point. So it comes in from the side, trails through, comes back out. No automation, no power switches, anything needed here. It's all just in and out. I don't know what they do when they run single things, of how they avoid taking the switch. They might just go out and have to throw a switch iron for it. I kind of remember that not all of the trolleys would go to Cityplace, and it wasn't just because they were, single and never stall. I don't even think they were running like the PCC. This one didn't make the cut before. This is neat, though. This is one thing that they still have yet to act upon. The whatchamacallit Avenue extension at the far end of the service. So there's the McKinney Ave. There's that built-up district, and it gets right to Blackburn. I'm not sure where it wants to go down McKinney Ave. But currently, they at least built with the extension in mind. But it is, so far, it has not been acted upon. So this is where it went to in 2002. This is the end of the line today. I mean, not terminus, but the furthest extent on McKinney Avenue. One of the few times I will redo the file name because the original one definitely needs it. And now here we're on the Blackburn Ave. It has its own separate right-of-way, although it is also a contraflow, which is pretty cool. Got two things here, so I'm gonna make another one. There we go. When I was watching an operator learn how to do this, it's a lot more than makes the car go, make the car stop. There's a lot of thought involved in these early streetcars. You've got to be planning every move. Just because your acceleration is so slow, getting out into traffic, making turns, it all requires extensive mental planning of what you want to do and how you want to do it. Where do you apply power? When do you apply brake? Because it's easy to get into wheel spin, it's easy to cook the resistors. Streetcars were definitely a skilled position, way more than buses today. So just another dent in there of why a lot of these systems folded. Here on Cole Ave in the West Village. Again, you can see the brand new 4-overs here. So I'm pretty sure that this the historic streetcar had preceded the development. Here we have Lemon Avenue with whatever this thing is. I'm pretty sure I'm still in the I'm in the Matilda, the Australian car for this. If this next one gets cut, yeah, I'm probably going to cut this one anyway. And it's mid-block. Nothing new there. All right. And soft. All right, last, hold on. How many more I have left? 58. So I do 12. How many do we have left for tomorrow? 46. All right, great. I think I cut a lot of the turns off, so I want to bring some of these back if I can. Yeah, so you'll typically, their headways are completely dependent on the number of volunteers, qualified operators that they have at any one time. So it's usually like 2, 1, or 2. Take your pick. So where is this going? Like I said, you come up to Blackburn here, turn on Blackburn, you go down Cole, past these 4-overs, then you go through a series of turns. The first turn is onto Lemon Avenue. Wait, I said that the other one wasn't Lemon. Must not be Lemon. It must be, oh, there's like 2. Oh, there's two Lemon Avenues. There's Lemon Avenue East and Lemon Avenue, like, West. Fair enough. I can't change it because, you know, whatever. So this is the Lemon Avenue West curve. These aren't super thrilling, but I think it's nice to have up these old Dallas photos. I'll get on the chat in just a second. Let me just get this done. Just to show the changes in development, especially since they're pretty highly located. All right. Hopefully past me did some. Okay, here we have Cole Ave. Where is this? So there's the second avenue. There's the second turn right there. Okay, more Cole Avenue. Yeah, it's, wow, Cole makes this this is so weird. Whatever. Again, I think this is still part of the 2002 extension, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I'm sure this one got cut. All right, so there's the hall, the old loop, but this is probably going to be the Cole curve close. Let's just do more curves I'm not aware of. No, there aren't. That's it. Hold on. Yep. And then here I have the Old Hall Street Loop. I'm not specifying trailing or facing, but whatever. Again, I want to try to keep the old names for as much compatibility as I can, especially as we go closer to the present day. It also helps for version control that I can eliminate. I can just flat out eliminate the old versions by overwriting them because I really don't need the old versions. There we go. Then you don't need them hanging around on active machines, that is. Oh, we got some girder rail, and not a lot of it, but some. For those of you who don't know, girder rail was the typical streetcar rail before the modern method, built before the modern day. The girder was, so I might be able to find, I'd love to find it on Wikipedia, but so there's girder rail, or grooved rail. It's streetcar rail, and it has a built-in channel for the flange. And this again, it's just like an auto. It just helps. It helps with whatever curves. Flange ways railroad guard rail carries no weight, but may act as a check rail. Install French for trams. Filled with gravel and dirt. If infrequently used, fail to crease the glues can lead to a bumpy ride. Okay. Either way, today most light rail systems don't like girder rail because it's really, you can hear it. If you ever on the route, if the Route 15 ever goes back to PCCs, the rail over the Girard Street Bridge over the Schuylkill is girder, and the rest of it is not. So the alternative to girder rail is where the you don't have a metal on metal contact for the flange, and you have something on the order that's more you either have rubber padding or just something softer. And it does make a huge difference. You can hear girder rail versus non-girder rail on that Route 15 section whenever it reopens. We have the Allen Street turn. Now, of course, they're using girder rail here on some of the curves just to prevent derailments. So this is the Allen Street right-of-way, and we're moving quickly towards the bi-directional McKinney Ave. So yeah, this is the reason we're off McKinney Ave is because McKinney Ave splits into it has a one-way kind of scenario going on for it here. And again, I think I'm in the Melbourne one because the operator's cab allows for a front sort of look-ahead window in the front seat, and that's what I'm looking out of right now. You can sort of see the the thing for the handle for the operator's mini cab. And here we are, just checking what oh no. I've been saving these at too high a quality, it seems. Oh well. This is the Oak Grove turn onto the bi-directional McKinney Ave. Alrighty. Trust me, not all of it is just this survey of it. This is where we have McKinney Ave turning back. Now this is nice. McKinney Ave really is a great right-of-way. You have both the inbound and outbound tracks running straight down the middle of the street. Works really well. Looks fantastic for any photography. Not a protected right-of-way, which again I think it's been having some issues in later years. So it used to be that things like streetcars could more effectively bully regular cars. They got the bells, they got the whistles. They had that area in the middle of the street that they could sort of command. Buses, there was an expectation that they could get out of the way. Streetcars couldn't. I think now that today that people are driving trucks the size of streetcars, that's causing a little bit of some of the intimidation factor has definitely gone away. Oh, great! I didn't cover the crossover. So here we have McKinney Ave, just with both tracks right down the center, very Philadelphia style, or to a degree San Francisco. Not Boston because they don't like that running street running. Do not fear, we are almost done. It's going to be a short night tonight. You have McKinney Ave on McKinney Ave. You can see a DART bus all the way back down there. Is that a old Ford Taurus or an actual Jag? I think that's a Jag, but I'm not sure. Something. It doesn't look like it. It looks like a cheap car, but that front looks weird. So again, I'm pretty sure this day, number 122 and number 369 were the only ones out in service. So that's going to create your headway of like 20 to 30 minutes. Not great. It's better than a lot of buses, but ultimately, if you don't catch it. And then, like I said, the schedule today, I don't think they have live tracking. Which is, if they had that, that would fix a ton of issues. They kind of just show up when they show up, which does make it a bit harder to use as a reliable transportation system. But if you're downtown in any of those downtown hotels like the Sheraton, McKinney Ave is your gateway to better food options. 100%. I'll take you. There's like nothing downtown. I mean, there's some stuff, but it's not great and it's pretty inconvenient. But this opens up a ton of options. Alrighty. I think that's actually going to be it for today. Tomorrow it's going to be a similar sized one. Pretty chill. As we continue to explore the McKinney Avenue streetcar. Just looking to see what we have. Go to the car barn, all sorts of stuff. All right. So let's see if we have any questions for today. Anyway, happy Festivus. Go complete your feats of strength around the aluminum pole. I'm using Paint Shop Pro like 12 from a bunch of years ago. There are newer ones, but honestly, they get too flashy for what I'm doing. This one's pretty basic, and I don't have a camera on this one. So that's the issue. I'm on a desktop here, not a laptop. I don't have a camera on it, so I don't necessarily with that. I'm around if you see me on Facebook and stuff, but there's not a lot to really look at here. Anywho, thanks for coming on, buddy. If you missed most of the episode, it'll be up in a little bit, like a week or so. But definitely, please come in. Tomorrow. Join me tomorrow in the next 4 days as well, 4 nights. For Christmas Eve, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. I've got a late night thing. I might just stream early. But that might be hitting people in dinner. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It might be a late night one. Like, I don't know. I would say like midnight, but that's not great. I'll schedule something for Christmas Eve. I think I could get away with like 8:30. So, all right. See ya. Have a great day.